Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're returning to Oxygen Not Included. And we'll see how our Discord mates and chat mates are faring in this game. Last time, I'm trying to remember everything we did. We finished digging out this water tank. We can have quite a bit of water stored down here over time. And we have our wastewater here. We built and turned on, over the last couple episodes, I think it was, this self-powered oxygen machine. I guess I can unpause the game and let everybody do whatever it is they're doing. Where the water is electrolyzed, pumped in, electrolyzed, turned into oxygen and hydrogen. That hydrogen is used to fuel this hydrogen generator, which feeds its power back into the base, or back into the machine, and powers the pumps. These two pumps on the bottom pump oxygen, one only when the pressure is high enough in order to keep the pressure balance inside this room, to keep hydrogen from coming down here, and to keep oxygen from getting up here. The oxygen is being pumped into the base, but it's pretty warm. If we look at our heat overlay, we actually are approaching a problem. There's a lot of yellow. So I think what we should do first is set up, if I can find it, stations. We should set up first is, here it is, the icy fan. This should help cool the base down a little bit. We should put a couple of these out in a couple of rooms where the yellow is the brightest, just to kind of alleviate it. I'm not going to worry about this up here as much because this isn't like a living space. But let's see how those work, because I haven't actually used this new version of it anyway. I did use the previous one, but not this one. Last time we also managed to dig our way up here into the ice biome. And we're headed toward this weeds wort. So let's put a ladder in. I just heard the ring of the printer. We'll head back and deal with that, but first I want to dig my way up here. Put the ladder in, dig this out, and we'll collect that Weezewort. Okay, well, I'll probably Phasian and a little bit of Peps or somebody head up there and activate that, or dig that out. Let's take a look at what we have for care packages here. I don't think we're still ready to bring in another duplicate yet. We kind of need to have a little bit more water, I think, at this point, before we can bring in more duplicates. I think we should just take the care package. Bristleberries are a very good care package because we are grilling them. Or we can grill them. We're not currently grilling them, but we should be. Grilling them into gristleberries, which are the best food, second best food we can make right now, behind the omelets. I also want to find some mushrooms, which those are in the slime biome, so we'll have to get there in a little bit and get those cracking. That's one of the things I have on the goal list for today, is to start filling in our chlorine room with some chlorine gas and some some storage bins full of, where's it at? Bleach stone here, so that we can start venting some chlorine gas into this room and hopefully keep it fairly well chlorinated in order to act as a disinfectant. I see we have a big old mess here of stuff. Let's see if we can get some people to come and clean up a little bit. Do want to also destroy this tile so that we can get into here and plant that Weezewort. Once we have picked it up, it'll show up there. That's not the right tool. That's the right tool. A lot of stuff to clean up. That's about it. Alright, so let's take a look at how this is working. Oh, they can... Oh, so this has to be manually cranked. So it's not going to be as good as I thought it was. The duplicate actually has to stand there and crank it, so it'll cool off the area around it a little bit, but it's not going to be that great. So we'll probably only do this once, or do this until we get that Weezewort up here cooling this off. I do recall that there's a potential change in the way that Weezeworts work with their cooling, so that this may not work as well as it used to. Hopefully it works well enough. Otherwise we'll have to think of something else to do. Ooh, new creature. Pokeshell. This is new since I played last. And what it looks like. Polluted dirt and rot piles. That's yummy. They molt and leave shells behind. Lay eggs, which everything lays eggs. And they excrete sand. Interesting. Have to see. I mean, we don't really need sand, I don't think. So I'm not sure what advantage those have, but they're a little ways off anyway, so I'm not that worried about it. Alright, Phasians digging away. What else is in there? Salt? Looks like salt's the only new mineral up here. There's some bleach stone in here, though. Salt water is new. Yep, this is a new biome, but the salt is new. A new biome. Yeah, there's fossils. This is a new biome. This is one of the new biomes. There, I think, are 3 new biomes, if I remember correctly. I'm reading the patch notes and whatnot, and this is one of them. I'm not sure what this one's called, but it does have like a different combination of things. Oh, there's a waterweed. Oh, that's new too. Waterweeds are new. Interesting. New stuff. Sometimes the ice will fall, or snow will fall rather, and it will accumulate, so you have to be careful with stuff falling down ladder shafts. The llama is cranking away, because I think the llama's set for... see what his skills are. He's an operator, so he's got the operating skill in it, and so the priority for him is going to be the rock granulator, coal generator, and then operating things like this. And Sydney's not doing any research right now, so that makes sense that she would be operating as well. Did have a few skill points, or one skill point here for Peps. His morale's way up now, so we could look at perhaps this for Peps. Yeah, I think we can give that to Peps. Because we want to get towards this exosuit training, suit wearing. So that's good to kind of keep moving in that direction. Okay, do we have the Weezewort yet? Almost. Part of the problem is there's not a whole lot of oxygen up here. Or any, really. So they're having a hard time getting up there. As the base kind of matures, a little more will get up in there. But right now, there's not a whole lot. Grab a picture myself to refer to. Picture of a chlorine room. We have to start building this. Filling it and building it. So I know offhand I need to have a vent right about here. This will be the chlorine coming into the room, as well as this room has a circulation built into it. So as well as the circulation coming into the room. And we need to bring the chlorine from a few different spots. One of those will be or be here. The big issue is going to be getting in there, getting the chlorine out without venting it into the adjacent space. And I think the way we kind of do that is to kind of cheat the game a little bit. No, not that one. Oops. Is to kind of cheat the game a little bit and work with corners here. Although that's not really going to work either. Let me think about this a little bit more. So when we dig out a tile, I think I want to dig these two out, and then I want to build some tiles in here. First, this one. We need to wall this area off here, and we'll do this one too, just for fun. And then try and dig in such a way. Try and dig in such a way that we control how things are exposed to the outer atmosphere. Otherwise, we have to do a bunch of craziness to try and get that chlorine into that room. I think this will work. Alright, so Alnilana got a skill point. She could actually take the suit wearing. That'd be really good. We could also let's give her the second digging one because it's a morale booster. So that makes sense to give her. It'll just boost her morale a little bit more. We can do exosuit wearing next time. We don't have exosuits yet, so it's not really super advantageous yet. Okay, let's see. Do we have? We do not have yet. We do not have yet. Oh, that's because Catherine's just now picking it up. Let us sweep it a very high value. Put it in here. Still can't put it in there. Why can't we put it in there? Did they change where those can be planted? Right. Pep's picked it up. One more check now that it's been picked up. No. Let's see. Wort seed. Run in flower pots and absorb heat. Farm plot. Okay, so the pots we have built here will not work. So let's deconstruct those, because these are flower pots and it has to be a farm plot. Which is fine. We can build farm plots. Food. Farm tile. Assuming is what they mean. I'll pick those up as well. A skill point? Yep, Kelsey got a skill point. Okay, Kelsey really wants to do this, and I think the athletics will be helpful anyway, so we'll go ahead and assign her that. She can be the first exosuit wearer that doesn't have any exosuits available. Alright, let's see if this will work now. If I build... Actually, let me try one other option first. If I build that, they can build on a diagonal. I'm gonna need a ladder here. Okay, let's try the weed sword again. Yes. Now, the only question is going to be... I should have checked it while it was still alive, or while it was still planted wild, but it may require some sort of sustenance. There aren't any more in this, at least not in this part of the biome. We haven't dug all the way through yet. let's get them to dig all the way through. They're gonna start complaining about the cold soon, though, so you have to be real careful with that. And the Weezewort wants phosphorite. 20 kilograms a cycle. It's definitely not going to be as useful as it used to be. Because I don't have a way yet. No, I don't have a way yet of getting phosphorite into there. We have to leave that door open. That is in name of that. Here. The conveyors. So in order to get the phosphorite in there, we need to have an auto sweeper, which I think requires itself to be made out of plastic or steel or something. Hey Phasian, welcome. And then it also is going to require conveyor rails to get it into there, and then conveyor receptacles, conveyor loaders to get it back out of there. This isn't going to be as easy as it used to be. But for now, I think we can leave. The hydrogen's going to leak out a little bit. I think for now we can leave this open. Maybe we'll put a door here, a manual airlock, just to keep the hydrogen from leaking out so much. It'll only leak out at most when they come back through. So you can see it's trying to suck up some heat. Let's see, temperature. Very orange in there right now. But it looks like it might already be affecting the pipe nearby it. Because this pipe is radiant, it's made out of copper ore. It's going to conduct the heat, or rather the cold, very well. And then the hydrogen's going to help that as well, still. So really it's just a matter of we now need to feed these things phosphorite all the time. Which is not fun. But it's okay. Hoping there are some more Weezeworts around, though. Because one is not going to do this. Way too much heat. But those, wow, those really do help, though. A lot. Wow. Because that was pretty yellow in here, and it's completely green now. Here, too. Maybe we should put one up here. Just to kind of stave the heat off and keep it pushed out. Eventually, I will probably rebuild this outside of the insulated tile, or I could simply just insulate this corner in. But I can't really do that until we can get in there easily enough, so... Well, I guess I could do some of it. We could put in a manual airlocks. We just need one, I guess. We could do some insulated igneous rock tile like this, and we're out already. Because of course we are. Well, let's cancel these because they're already working. Let's do the ones we actually need to seal off. Can't reach that. Let's see if we can do this. We need a ventilation gas pump. Oh, that plant is in the way. Okay, we need to build up a little bit higher then. Unbelievable. Basically, I'm trying to cheese my way into this chlorine biome without letting too much of the chlorine leak out. I guess my other option is to build an airlock. But those aren't perfect either. So I'm not necessarily super interested in that. But I could. Okay, let's try the cheese method one more time, and then we'll do the airlock method. I could do a water lock too. That would be better. You're probably over there yelling at me. Do a water lock. Don't think they'll be able to reach this, so I'm not gonna do it because they're not gonna be able to do it anyway. if we did a water lock here, we could do... We need that. That. Can hop over that, but they can't do this. I don't think. Then we need a plumbing bottle emptier there. I think the water lock is probably the best option here. I almost forgot about it, so that's how good of an option it is. And then that'll let us get a duplicate in here to dig into this one, and pump this chlorine right on out of here. Catherine earned a skill point. Let's see how Catherine's morale. So I would do, if I gave her another skill, I would probably actually, I should give her some of these down here. So maybe I'll give her this one. This is too much morale need. No, I don't think it's that worth it at this point. So we'll just go with carrying. Everybody needs carrying and tidying. Did we get any more visibility into this biome? Not really yet. I'm gonna start complaining about the cold soon anyway. Oh boy. A Paku and a bunch of Paku. Well, we could chuck the Paku down in the polluted water tank. The problem is, I don't know that we have that much polluted water down there, enough for them to swim in yet. Now we could try it. Let's try it. I wonder how they're gonna come out. This could be interesting. Well, let's see how this works. This whole blueprinting of non-duplicates is brand new to me, so I'm not sure how these Paku are gonna come out. And they're just flopping. Oh boy. Okay, well, let's open this door. And let's open this door. Let's see if they'll flop their way out and into and down into here on their own. Or they die of something. Lack of water. Because I don't think we have the food stuff yet. Oh, we do have the fish feeder. So we could feed them. That would be nice of us. I've never actually raised the fish items. I don't really know how this works. The fish-based creatures. They may not be able to make this jump either. We have to deconstruct that and that. Yeah, they're not going to be able to jump that. These Paku may very well die. Just warning you. Alright, let's put water in here. Our precious, precious water. Also sweep this at a fairly high priority so that we don't get wet feet going in there. Might as well sweep the whole area. That's okay. They are flopping. Wish there was a way to convince them to go this way. They will eventually make it. Yep, there they go. And fall. Oh no. Uh-oh. That's a problem. That's a problem too. Dang. Because I don't think we can trap them when they're out of water. We may have to just kill them. Food. We can't wrangle them. Fallen. Where is the fish trap? Is that something we haven't learned yet? It is. It's here. Oh, so this did work. They could easily do the opposite, so it's not going to necessarily always work. Because they could go the wrong way. But maybe they can smell the water, the polluted water, and they'll go and get it. One can only hope, right? But the last of them? Oh. Actually worked. Can you believe it? It actually worked. Largely. Except for those 3. But we got 5. That's pretty good. Alright, so what do Paku like to eat? Algae, algae, and more algae. Excellent. I don't know how that's going to work either, but I hope it does. So I think we should just kill these. Because they're just going to sit there and flip, flop, flop, flop. And Lana can just phaser them to death. We'll make some burgers out of them when we get the chance. Okay, we can take this block out now. Deconstruct. Ladder in its place. We're doing granite ladders. No. Yeah. Oh, I need to turn auto bottling on. Right? Oh. Right. It's here. Forgot where that was. Auto bottle. So, normally a duplicate won't bring water to a bottle emptier unless it's already in bottles. Like this, which they weren't bringing to the thing. But if you turn auto bottling on, they will go and pump it from here and bring it up here eventually. I've set it as a higher priority too. Did you tell me to attack them, or are you asking them why I'm attacking them? Alright, that's downright cold now. Wow. That works really well. Other than, of course, having to have the duplicate turn the crank. So, this is still hot. Super duper hot. Super duper hot. Louise Wort's turning yellow. Put some cold water in here. That was good of us. Probably the bottled water from that stuff. Does everybody eat algae? Apparently everybody. Oh, these are all. Wait, are goldfish Pakus? I mean, the tropical Pakus are, but apparently everybody eats algae. We don't have any algae down here. We do have plenty of algae available to us, though. Come on, we could use some water here, peeps. So what I plan to do... yeah. Somebody's starving who just needs to eat. Paku fillet, apparently, is edible. Yeah, let's not eat those. Although it was a +1, so it's not too bad. Okay. Well, they ate the Paku already. It's interesting that it's not just meat. Alright, so they are now eating algae. And they are eating it, so that's good. So we are feeding the Paku. The Paku will eat the algae, and they will excrete polluted dirt. Polluted dirt, then we can turn into compost, I guess. Something else you can use polluted dirt for, but I don't remember what it is. don't know that it will tell us. Just that it emits polluted oxygen, which isn't a bad thing, because we can convert it into regular oxygen using these. Oh, we need to keep digging over here. An egg. There's another hatch here. Hatches do we have in our... How are they cramped? Oh, there's eggs in here, so let's sweep the eggs before they hatch. Somebody come and sweep this egg. I think I gave him too many sweeping jobs. I tend to do that. I think maybe putting power over here would be a good idea. Kind of have a power plant over here. We dig this out, because then it's separate from where our duplicates are going to go all the time. Need those to build that wall. And this should basically suck the carbon dioxide, a good chunk of it, out of the base, because it's fairly high pressure into a vacuum there. Okay, how are we doing? We're waiting on the water. So basically what we're trying to do is get the water to fill up to where it touches this tile. And then once it does that, gas from this side cannot escape into this side. But the duplicants, they'll complain about it, but the duplicants can come through here and do whatever they need to do over here. So we can set up, while we're waiting for them, we can run some more gas pipes into here. And then we'll build this pump here once we can get in here and dig at this. We need to get rid of these balm lilies first. And then we need power. I wonder if I should set up a filter. Is this all? No, there's some polluted oxygen. Oh, I'm fine with polluted oxygen. Atmosphere. Looks like there's just one little spot of polluted oxygen in this. Hydrogen up here. Oh, that is all hydrogen. That's all hydrogen. So we'll just need to dig around and get into this other chlorine eventually. But I can pump these four chambers dry. Alright, so power. Here, yes. Where does that go? I always forget which. Who made a mess? Oh. I'm gonna clean that up. Toilets are... Why do I have such a hard time with the outhouses? And somebody else made a mess. Well, good thing we have the lip here. What all these lips are for is so that the messes they make... Oh, jeez. Everybody's peeing. The messes they make don't get out of the room they're made in. Because they like to make messes when the toilets are full. For some reason. Okay, Roadster earned a skill point. The more construction, I think, is most beneficial to the whole base at this point. Hope somebody's mopping. Somebody mopping. Somebody mop. Peps, you gonna mop? Somebody mop. Alright. Only Lana's mopping. That's good. Sydney's helping. Excellent. Kelsey's mopping down here. And then they'll pick up that polluted water and dump it in here for the Pakus to swim in. So that's convenient. We have plenty of polluted water around the base, and we can always clean it and probably disinfect it. Actually, it's not infected. But the algae and slime around it is with slime lung. We can always harvest that, clean it, and use it as clean water. As we all learned from watching Waterworld, just clean it and drink it. Alright, Caledorn. Hesitant to do that because you don't love it. Maybe just do plumbing to give you more strength. They're overcrowded down here, so they're not super happy. As they start dying off, the problem is they're all the same age, though. So they may never lay any eggs. We may end up not being able to get anything out of them. We'll see. They're still digging away down here. No oxygen for them to breathe. There's a little bit up there. Cat on food. Lysolove plenty. Gristleberry a little. I'd prefer to eat the Lysolove anyway at this point because it's the only one that's sustainable. Body temperature. Uh-oh. That's because the coal generator's down here. Chugging away. Temperature look elsewhere in the base. That's really helping there. Getting a little bit more water. It's just whatever llama is able to do as far as which machines he can operate. And this temperature is still a problem. Oh, it's cooling though, I think. I think it's not quite as orange as it was before. So it might be doing a little bit. Still haven't gotten to find that one will work. That'll destroy that sleet weed, but that's okay. Start harvesting them though. Them eventually. New printables. Don't really need Joya seeds, but we can always plant them around the base. Why is that not reachable? I have a ladder right there. Because of course it does. While they're at it, we can have them replace this ladder with granite. That'll give Peps or Roser something to do while Phasian's over here digging out more stuff. More polluted water floating around there. Probably got confused with the digging being done in the same spot. That'll just give our hatches more sandstone to eat. That's More water. All temperature, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we definitely need to get that power going over here. Okay, so let's do some insulated tile. Here, here. Like that. Until we run out. Yes. Build manual airlock here. Phasing got a skill point. Excellent. A little close. Although he does like carrying, so that's going to be a boost. That's going to be close, but I think the strength is worth it. The carrying capacity is worth it. Hopefully he doesn't... morale doesn't drop too much. Look, polluted water for the Paku. I'm not missing a step, am I, on this auto bottler thing? I don't think so. Did he taking it all the way up there? Good. Just takes a while to fill, and it takes, I think it was 200 kilograms of water in that bottle, and it's 1,000 basically per tile, so we need like 6,000, so it's just a lot of tiles, or a lot of water to one bottle at a time. Sydney is all over it. Skill point for Sydney. Sydney will eventually need this, but I don't think it's worth it at this point. Let's do this first. That'll just help her carry a little more water at a time. She is getting upgraded. Check that out. That's awesome. Well, I guess while we're waiting for her to finish filling that up, or continue filling that up, we could work on building what we need to build in the chlorine room. So we need to build under... It is under here. So we need a gas valve. Oh, it's O. Goes there. Gas shut off. There. We'll eventually want to have some ore scrubbers in here as well. We have... We need the bleach stone to make the hand sanitizer. Okay. So we're going to put a hand sanitizer in right here. So what happens is, the duplicates that come out of the base, they can go through this door. We're going to eventually turn off this arrow to keep any duplicates from going right through this door. So they won't be able to go left. And then when they come back into the base from wherever they are outside of the base, they'll have to come through this door, airlock, and then come through this chlorine room, thereby removing at least some of the germs off of them. And then they can come back up into the base. So this door will have access restrictions, so they can only go up through it. So we'll uncheck, or we'll remove this arrow. And that'll keep them from going down in here unnecessarily. Which isn't as big of a deal, but the more these doors open, the more the chlorine could leak out. So, not always a good thing. So, station... I don't think we have the ore scrubber yet. No, we don't. So we can just leave that alone. We also don't have yet the other Or what is that called? For the picture. So here's the oh well. There's the ore scrubber. Here it is. The algae distiller. So this refines slime into algae. And as we get out into those slime biomes, those green biomes, we're going to get a bunch of slime. And slime is full of slime lung. So what you want to do is bring the slime back into the chlorine room where it's processed in this distiller. But it's processed in the chlorine room, so it removes all of the slime lung from it just by sitting in the room. It's handy. Then we're going to need a couple of pumps and some storage over here on the other side. The storage will hold the slime and the bleach stone. These pumps just act as circulators for the chlorine gas, because every once in a while carbon dioxide will settle in here, because carbon dioxide is heavier than chlorine, at least in this game. I don't know if that's real life or not. And polluted oxygen and oxygen will also settle in here at the top because they're lighter than chlorine. So you want to use these pumps to kind of get rid of those and keep this room pure. Not a huge deal, but it'll help. It's bleach stone is under the consumable. Haven't seen yet. We haven't mined any yet, so we don't have any available to us. Alright, well, we've unloaded a few canisters. Ooh, this is potentially going to be a problem right here. Actually, not do this way. We'll build the tiles down here first, but we don't leak chlorine into the rest of the base. Now we want chlorine, but we don't want it down here, or actually it would probably settle in right around in here someplace between the oxygen and the carbon dioxide. We don't want it there. It's still doing good on lice loaf. Hey, he didn't have enough crystal berries to make all those crystal berries. We could also do some ventilation ducts here. These just come off like this and go up. Go across. I missed something. Need a gas filter here. Rotate. No, that was right already. This goes here. Yeah. So these pump whatever gas into this filter. The filter's set to only allow chlorine to come out this way. This will go into those ore scrubbers we haven't built yet. Then we have to reconfigure this pipe at some point. Whereas this one just vents out. I'm going to put a gas vent in right here. And this will be anything else. Polluted oxygen, carbon dioxide, anything will just vent out that way. And this will come down. I could try and guess where these are going to go. The algae distiller is 3 tiles wide. And the ore scrubbers are 3 tiles wide. 1, 2. The input is going to be right there. These should just go this way. Like that. I think. And then that goes there. That goes there. So we're going to have to get power in here. We're going to have to get automation wire in here to control this shutoff valve. We could actually do that now, I suppose. I just use a clock sensor for that, I think. Yeah, so I can turn it on and off. Put that right here. Wire. I'm going to go around this door because the mechanized airlocks have... Did R again. The mechanized airlocks have... Okay. They have an automation plug on them, and it happens to be right in line with that. So if I ran that automation wire there, it would be messing with this door once we put these automated airlocks in. So we're not going to put those in yet. We're not going to run the wire in that direction. You need power. You need power, and you guys need power. But we're not going to hook this up yet because we don't have any chlorine to circulate yet. So it doesn't really matter. Because we're still waiting on... Still getting loaded in there. That's good. Okay, good. Somebody did this, so we can clear this tile now. And then they'll build this one. And then we can build the floor. And that just keeps that chlorine from leaking into the base. We have a practically endless supply of water here, but it's very hot, so we need to have some way to cool and manage the heat on that before we actually use that. So I'm going to ignore that for right now. Water's 25C, that water's 52. Our base is actually cooling down. Too bad. Yeah, we have some 28s. That's not too shabby. Down here is horrible, but we'll deal with that soon. Very soon. Box of that we can use. I should keep building up here as well. By insulating this room, largely, I mean, he can still escape it and it can get, especially through the airlock here, but by insulating this room, that keeps some of the heat from the coal generators inside of here and makes our lives a little bit easier. Go ahead and let them build a couple of these. Put a storage bin here to store the coal. Good job, llama. I think it shows up under consumable ore. I wish there was a search function here or something. But I know we haven't mined any yet, so probably at least have to wait that long. I really should do the same thing here as with the water lock, but it's just such a pain to build. What I'll probably end up doing is eventually sealing this back off once we've drained all the... Well, but I want these pinch of pepper nuts too. Will I should say. Grow... What if they'll grow in a vacuum? Tried. But I guess once we drain this out, we can open this up, because there won't be anything poisonous up here anymore. It'll just be oxygen. The vents out. Really don't need anybody. I don't want to deal with a vole pup. Dig any more out here? Did, and there are no more weed sports. Well, there could be weed sports, because it said they could also be buried. The seeds could be buried. So we could dig this tile out here. Cross our fingers and hope. One here. Any other buried object? Skill point for llama. Well, I guess we could put medicine to use, because he can use the morale boost from it as well, and then we'll get him on to tidying and strength, or supplying rather. We need to move these. I completely forgot. That was the intent of this room. May actually be better over here. Now that I think about it. Because then we can put in a sink. Wash basin. There. Okay, so I want to build 2 wires here. Because the wire can only carry 1,000 watts. Each of these produces 600, so if we max these out, only going to... Ooh, I already messed this up. Deconstruct one of these. Build another one. I want to deconstruct both of them. Excuse me. I need to have room for a smart battery here. For both of them. At least one battery. We'll make it a smart battery. I guess I could build them up to above. Oh well, too late now. Okay, come on, go and breathe. That's fine. Build a smart battery while we wait. Hey look, Llama made us a bunch of copper. That's handy. Alright, so power. I'm gonna have one wire that goes next to these two and then can come down here and go somewhere. And this other one can go here, and they will stay separate. And they'll stay separate so that they make 2 separate power networks. Right now they need to be separate. And then we need to connect the smart battery to the coal plant with the automation wire. And the reason we're doing that is because the smart battery can turn the coal plant on and off. So we can say, and I usually turn this down a bit, usually go 10 and 90. That way, so what happens is when the battery is down to 10%, it tells the coal generator to kick on. And that means that, and then once it gets to 90%, it tells the coal generator to kick off. That way we don't waste coal in the processing because we're not storing any of the electricity. So like here, if this battery is full, which it is, this plant's still running, and if we're not consuming 600 watts right now, which we're not anywhere near, we're consuming between 30 and 150. anything over that amount is going to waste right now. We're just burning the coal for nothing. So by doing this way, we can control what power, so we're not wasting power. Okay, so we want a microbe musher here for Calidorn to use. And we want a new grill here. And I'm spacing them out. Build some furniture. Hard sculpting blocks out of granite. We liven the place up a bit. Also do the crown molding and the corner molding. This place nice and cheery. Ooh, good. Can wrangle this hatch now. A couple of our hatches must have died off. Sweep that room. Pick up the coal and also pick up the eggs before the egg cracker in here too. I'll probably rearrange this room 2 or 3 times total. That's okay. Now let's crack a few of these eggs. Then Calidorn can make some omelets. Make people happy too. Ooh, we are almost up to 1 full block full. Maybe 1 more bottle and it'll be full. Really want to try and get some of this carbon dioxide out of here too. You just put in airflow here. Make them twice as wide, just so that circulation can happen a little bit better. Bring the carbon dioxide down here, where I don't go as often. Given a lot of jobs to build and whatnot. Roadster is busy at work, etching mediocre sculptures. Should double check the hats. Peps has the newest hat. There's the super duper heart digging hat. Field research actually is the better one there. Calidorn has the improved cooking hat. Lana has the plumbing hat. Roadster has the aesthetic design hat. Catherine has the crop tending. Go with this one. Kelsey could wear the exosuit hat just for fun. Or will that affect her priorities? Because there aren't any priorities to fit with that. And then Llama is wearing the tinkering hat, which I think is appropriate. Okay. On the hats. No, I'm sorry, Peps. There's no oxygen down there. If you build those airflow tiles, you'd be better off. We run out of copper. We got plenty of copper. I think we can run the power to start with. Build there. Up this way. Across into machines. And I'll probably just run it up and connect it into a few of these items over here. And this power will run across, connect it into there, which I'm not going to connect it just yet, just in case. And then we'll just split this power somewhere around, maybe in here. We'll cut this line, maybe. Yeah, because these are going away. Well, this one's not. So then we'll split this line maybe right here. And we'll have two separate power networks then. Needs to pick him up before he breaks free again. It's downtime. I can replace this. I'll do it when it's daytime. Because they won't be able to cross it, they'll have to go all the way around. Yeah, we'll do it eventually. Go to sleep, Peps. Quit complaining about your food. Or didn't you be at 9? 8 would be good. Keep building, guys. This is what I was worried about. Alright, priority 9 on all of that. Except that you don't need to set these to priority 9. Somebody come in here and build the automation wire, please. There you go. That'll shut those guys up. Okay, so they filled this battery basically got charged up, but that's okay. It'll just stay there. I mean, it'll lose. I think it loses power over time. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, they did bring that hatch up here. Good. Ooh, our water's good. Finally. Okay. Sydney, you can stop doing that now. Disabled auto bottle. So now you can see that the atmosphere can't get past the water. They'll complain about the wet feet, but let's put in Alright, Sydney picked some pinch of peppernut seeds. Catherine, you're probably gonna pick the plants. Okay. There comes Phasian to do some digging. Good. What I hired him for. Ventilation. Gas. Pipe. We're probably okay. Yeah, we're still using very little power. That's good. That'll start getting some of this in here, and then we can break through here. Break through up here, and be able to vacuum these down to nothing. Maybe that wasn't the best place to put it, because Balm Lily is still growing up there. Although they need chlorine, so they're going to go dead anyway. Probably doesn't matter. Alright, so we are chlorine. You can see it kind of flowing toward the pump. So there is a little bit of hydrogen in here someplace. There is a little bit of polluted oxygen in here someplace. I'm not going to sweat it. It's just like a tiny little bit, and it'll just get put elsewhere. And because there's a lot of oxygen in here, not a whole lot of carbon dioxide, the oxygen will get displaced out through the doors as the duplicants go through them. The carbon dioxide will just get pushed to the bottom, and then we'll use this circulator to deal with the carbon dioxide. Once we have some more power we can use. They do deplete. Print. Sure, we'll take the eggs. Okay, copy settings. Paste. Settings. Then they can deconstruct all of this. That's deconstruct. They can deconstruct that whole thing. So we've almost completely emptied these two chambers already of chlorine. That's awesome. Oh, those are connected. That's why they're... Okay. And connect one up. Deconstruct this. But that connected automatically because of the where the power was. Come up here. Stop there. And I'll get deconstructed. Wait till this is all the way constructed before I and then I'll deconstruct that corner, and then I'll reconnect. There. All that, so that's good. About done there. Good. Check this. Should be fine to actually to reconnect this or to connect this up because we're not consuming all 1,000 watts limit right now anyway. I think I'm only consuming. Already broken the circuit. It already break the circuit. Excellent. So this one is 570. This one is 900. So if everything in here runs, we actually can't completely power it all, but it's not going to all run at the same time anyway, because we're not even doing science. We're not using the rock granulator that much. We're not pumping that much water because it's only getting pumped into here. So by the time we do not have power. We don't power. We need to turn these priority up a little bit. And actually they can tend this a little bit higher. And this needs to be plus 6. Needs to be deconstructed. Needs to be up to 6. There we go. Now we have power. Okay. So these morbs are also fun little creatures because they don't eat anything. They live someplace that's not hygienic, and they excrete polluted oxygen. So they're also kind of useful for farming polluted oxygen. And I can power up here now. Really should construct this line here and deconstruct this whole line because it's a waste. That can be on. Okay, so we have almost completely drained these areas. Oh, they are going to need pressure, air pressure. So, once we break in here, it'll be fine. It'll be oxygen or polluted oxygen or something in here. But we should dig up to this one first. Do that. Oh, that. There, and then we can also then get this bleach stone going. Careful not to break into the hydrogen just yet. One. Collect as much of this bleach stone as I can. Let's gap up a little bit. Bring auto harvest on for this entire opened up or soon to be opened up area. And then yeah, we can just deconstruct this whole mess here. We'll pump this water out using a water pump. I'm going to go ahead and build that now. And we can actually just have it pumped. Wait, if we can. Have it pumped into the same kind of a construction over here someplace. It'll do the same job. Catherine got stuck. Take your way out. Okay, sorry about that, Catherine. Build water lock Here, there, there. Build the floor as long as I don't dig it out. And instead of doing the bottle emptier here, we're going to do the liquid vent. Pipe. Good pump here. And down and across. This is only temporary, so they can stomach it for a little while. That should at least get some of that water out of there. We may not get it all out, but we'll mop the rest if it doesn't, and then we'll just do the bottle emptier method. Perhaps get a skill point. Let's see, Peps, you might just have to relax here with a skill point available. We'll get it all eventually. Power. Be okay, because we're not using that. Requires, I think, 120 or maybe it's 240. Could be either. Oh, I need to dig that out too. Haha. Go here. There. That should let us get to everything. Okay, well, I think we made some good progress this time. I don't want to connect this up just yet. Because it'll start pumping the water out and into here, and we don't want it to go yet. I think we made some good progress this time. I think next time we'll be able to fill this room up with chlorine pretty well. Filter needs to be set. It will eventually plug up this entire pipe because I turned off this shutoff. And anything that it finds is going to get sent out of that vent, but now it's done. And then, so the duplicants, we made some good progress with their duplicants. They have, boy, we have a lot of temperature issues now. Oh, I forgot about that being a high temp. Composting produces a lot of heat. Room to put a cooler thing in there. Maybe we can put one down here, though. Alright, well, maybe we'll make some progress next time. Maybe we'll make some this time. That should at least help. Alright, so next time we can finish getting some more chlorine into our chlorine room. We'll also have the bleach stone that we can load into the storage bin. And that'll produce more chlorine in our chlorine room. Then we'll find something else to work on, which there is always plenty. Always plenty. So, tomorrow we are definitely going to be finishing up the Factorio base. That'll probably just be the first, I would say, 15 to 30 minutes of the stream tomorrow. And then I think we're going to play Kubi Factorium for the rest of the stream tomorrow. And then we'll be back. I don't know if I'll play on Thursday or not, if I'll stream on Thursday or not, but definitely be back on Thursday with either more Oxygen Not Included or Kubi Factorium. And in the meantime, I'll be working on my tutorial for the Factorio production line calculations. So, until tomorrow, thanks everyone for coming, and we'll see you then. Bye.